Various media such as ads, TV commercials or sports sponsoring consistently communicate the Audi brand to prospects all over the world. One of these prospects is Mr. Anderson. Impressed by his visit to Audi's stand at a recent motor show, he leaves behind his personal data, which is saved in the customer database. This information qualifies Mr. Anderson as a potential buyer of the Audi A6. In response to a direct mailing, Mr. Anderson visits Audi's website, interested to find out more. Fascinated by Audi's innovative technologies and the unique design of Audi cars, Mr. Anderson decides to configure his very own car for the first time.
Ravi, we can't see your screen. Have you shared your screen or it's just the audio? Thank you. To start.
Various media such as ads, TV commercials or sports sponsoring consistently communicate the Audi brand to prospects all over the world. One of these prospects is Mr. Anderson. Impressed by his visit to Audi's stand at a recent motor show, he leaves behind his personal data, which is saved in the customer database. This information qualifies Mr. Anderson as a potential buyer of the Audi A6. In response to a direct mailing, Mr. Anderson visits Audi's website, interested to find out more. Fascinated by Audi's innovative technologies and the unique design of Audi cars, Mr. Anderson decides to configure his very own car for the first time. Within a few minutes, the desired car is complete. Step is to experience the Audi A6 live. Just one click and he is in touch with the Audi dealer of his choice. From now on, the Audi sales advisor will take personal care of Mr. Anderson. Thanks to his advice and a convincing test drive, Audi wins a new customer. As the first step in building customer loyalty, he receives the welcome package with further information. Now the big day has arrived.
Hello. Can you hear me? Yeah. So see, it's one of the small videos that's showing at Audi like how the business is actually run from dealers. Because see, this is the campaign process was on the it's an auto show where the customers are interested to buy a product, and from there like you are getting into the business by getting the DMS, that's the dealer management system, which is online, and you can see that qualifying the prospects, then lead forwarding to the dealer. So these businesses, will the top brands, these companies will buy some, these dealers will buy the dealership from X price, which is an exclusive dealership. They buy it because they get the leads automatically from the company, from the headquarters, from Delhi or Frankfurt, where people are trying to communicate online to the Audi company, and they will be forwarding to the local dealers. And these dealers in Hyderabad or in Bangalore, they'll try to get the information of the customer, and the customer visits them, and whether it is suitable or not, so it will be forwarded to the dealer, and then the negotiation happens. So many prospects will come into as a cluster, so qualifying them into multiple multiple types of leads. So lead will follow a certain sequence. I'll just show you this. Because in lead management, you'll have different roles, like at the end user, lead manager, support agent, interest manager, who is going to monitor the leads, and you have salesperson who is going to play a role at the dealer. So who will represent the Audi, but he will be there with the dealer desk. So lead manager is at the importer kind of thing, like where if you're Audi, where they distribute the leads and monitor the leads. And support agent is also the similar kind of importer role, where the user administration and setting up the distribution rules of the lead. So, and if you guys have already followed certain lead uh, basics, there are few things like lead generation, lead qualification, and lead distribution. Remember this. There are three parts in lead management. One is generate, two qualify, three distribute. There are certain jobs will only attract your lead management process. It will not do anything else. So that's called generate, qualify, and distribute. So if you want, you can take this diagram, which is called lead processing in SAP CRM. What it does: contact the sales prospect, qualify the lead, enhance the lead information. So that can be done through a CIC or can be done through a internet sales. Anywhere you can discuss, communicate, and transfer to the sales. So take this one, lead processing in SAP CRM. Creation, generation, and the response in the creation part, and then distribution and lead follow-up. Create, generate, distribute, and post lead, it is follow-up. So remember this. Can you finish this? Can you take this diagram once so that we can discuss? Otherwise, you'll forget it. Tomorrow itself, I'll ask, then you'll forget. Right? So remember this kind of these are some logical diagrams which will feed you the basics. Then you can work anything in the lead to opportunity. That's where the sales part comes into.
Ravi, what is this direct partner assignment?
Where it is?
In lead distribution.
This one, right? Here it is. This one you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So direct partner assignment is the dealers to whom the lead has to go, because see, the lead is generally handled by the person who is going to who is nearby to the customer's place. There'll be partners, right, for you, marketing partners, sales partners, because to follow up the leads, who can do that? There'll be a specific employee is a partner, the sales person, the marketing person. So it will talk about it's generally talking about your partner determination or partner processing. If you talk in the system language, it's partner processing.
So it will be more used in the dealer.
Dealer, salesperson, call center agent, who is going to handle that? He's also required, right?
But this rule-based distribution will work, or anyone can work at call center?
No. At that particular time, at the particular sales organization, whichever call center is associated, there will be agent ID determination there. That agent will come into picture. Org model will work there, actually. Org model will have agents, right? Org model.
Yeah.
Position, under the position, there will be an agent ID.
Yes, okay.
That will
Positions,
come.
position.
Yeah. That will come into picture.
Ravi, later can you share this document?
Yeah, this one I'll.
Okay, thank you.
Done?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So especially lead will follow a specific mechanism we'll see in web UI, and this is the final part where the marketing ends and where the sales part starts. So because once you have the status of lead creation, once you have the lead generation, then we have the lead follow-up, isn't it? So once the lead follow-up comes into picture, so you take this funnel, just remember this funnel forever, where this sales pipeline starts with ABCD status, then we grow the customer's size by, because you can see what do you mean by different channels?
Like email or either email communication or
Oh yeah, it can be e-commerce, it can be web UI,
right.
it can be interaction center, it can be a chat. Yeah, because customers will, because when your company is giving advertisement in newspapers, going with hoardings, going with some sports related sponsorships, or maybe it is going on to the malls to promote the product. So we don't know from which channel what comes. All these things, because many of things will be cold. Actually, they may not be interested, isn't it? Yes, just take this diagram.
Mm.
Will exactly tell you like where the lead is qualified and how the sales pipeline is taken. Uh, the main difference between the lead and opportunity management is once it comes to the sales pipeline, this opportunity management will try to intensify your sales rate. Suppose if you find a B2B customer, he would the to really activate the dealers by saying that what are the strengths of this product, maybe training their marketing people to really give some sales tips. All these things this opportunity management will do, and find out some potential buyers. Like suppose let us assume that a government sector company which want to buy cards for all their high-end officials. So maybe they're going for Audi, they're going for BMW or Merc. So it's not one car. If the government buys, they'll buy 100 cars. Uh, like recently, our Andhra Pradesh Assembly, all the guys got each of these MLAs got some BMWs. So that is given by the government to the ministers and all the MLAs. So that is a bulk order given to the BMW. So that's how. So these are the kind of opportunities these companies will grab. For the same opportunity, Audi would have gone or Benja would have, Merck, and all this BMW, all these three companies would have gone, but BMW has won it because of their sales strategy or certain negotiation abilities. In fact, all are SAP companies. Done?
Yes, Ravi, we're done.
So in this particular lead management, you can also see the surveys coming into picture, because like how soon you want to buy, what is your major interest, and what is your income level. So within the particular business, the lead also comes into picture. We will. So this is another picture you have to remember. As a lead creation, it comes through online, through IC web, e-selling, web store, channel portal, that means the partner channel portal, or surveys. What do you mean by surveys? Especially they will be sending some survey questions to people who are interested to buy the cards or PCs or laptops, and they will because maybe with their interest, maybe that choice of what kind of product they want, all these things are there in the questionnaire. So as soon as they save the questionnaire, his details, the user's details from a Facebook or from a LinkedIn, it will directly go to the uh, your seller. So automate from there, the campaign execution will start. That's what the lead generation is all about. Then segments, then based on the segments, the campaign response starts. The response import from a third party company, and they will, from there they'll promote it to the opportunity management. So you take these three diagrams: creation, generation, response.
We're done, Ravi.
Yeah.
Ravi, in the last diagram, I want to ask one question.
Yeah.
How the lead generation will be different from the campaign execution or automation, because both will be the same, like these are
No,
two different things
not
only
not
for the
not same.
campaigns.
Automation follows workflows. Execution don't.
Okay. But we can write a single word like campaign, so it should have covered both, no?
No, no, it's not like that. He says, see, automation is again based on the workflows, and there is a Java applet for that. But whereas execution don't,
Hmm.
right? So that's how it
Yeah,
works.
but those are the process like execution. You are manually executing a campaign,
That's
and
what
automation.
what he
You are
says.
automating the process.
That's what he says. It's a generation process. We have methods in which we can do execution, automation, and segments are very important in that process. We cannot generate without
Oh, okay.
knowing the segments.
Got it.
That's how it
So
is.
it's like creating, like we create the order through manual and through workflow. So we can have
Absolutely,
two different.
absolutely. What he
Yeah.
says, say automation will follow a sequential method actually. So execution is mostly manual or background. We'll
Mm-hmm.
set a time and immediate or post the, it'll give you two
Yeah.
options right
Yes.
there when we try.
Mm-hmm.
So immediate means it's immediately it'll execute there itself, or we can set a background. But automation is, we don't need to set any timings or anything because it will be following the each of the process at what time it should send an email, it should go to the third person, it should go to the fourth person, then get approved, then it has to be released on so and so date. Everything can be set. Workflow is an automated program.
Yeah.
So when
So
we,
this lead generation, how does the campaign response comes after lead generation?
yeah, campaign response comes after the lead generation. It's a continuous thing. See, because as soon as the campaign is done,
Hello?
the first, hello, can you hear me?
I guess this thing got disconnected or something.
Hello, I'm there. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Ravi, can you repeat?
Yeah.
Eh,
Not able to hear you.
See, the time you have finished your process comes, campaign management comes first, right? Campaign automation process. Once the campaign
Yeah.
is run for the first time, then the lead response starts in different ways. We cannot say it can be by mail, somebody comes to directly to a retailer, or somebody goes online to buy it. So we cannot know response comes from which area. So response on the day the first call comes, that's called response.
Okay, but it's not mandatory. So we are not going to generate a lead from every response. We can directly create an order also, right?
See, lead itself is a
Automate.
response. They both are not different kind of. See, once the lead is, what you're talking is about processing a lead. First is the lead generation, right?
Mhm.
Lead, see, when we can see lead generation, lead creation, those are two things different
Yeah.
in the starting stage. So once you generate a lead, then we will be updating a lead on daily basis, because today the customer asked about the product, tomorrow he's asked about the price, third day he has asked for a demo. So continuously
Mhm.
all these things are under part of negotiation or lead activities. Once the lead is processed, then it the complete responses are generally or the first clicks made by the customer, because responses may be 1,000 but the buyers will be only 100,
Yeah.
isn't? So that's how the responses means, he's talking about only real responses. How many people are responding to the lead? Maybe your call center guy has called up your customer, he has responded to the call, that means that is counted as response number one. They have mailed it, he has responded to the mail, it is a response, because it doesn't mean that all 10,000 mails which have gone will get a response, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's what I was asking from the same diagram that we see lead generation, lead creation, and then the campaign response.
Yes, yes. This one, right?
Yeah, so this campaign responses, I'm assuming it is coming after lead generation, right?
Yes, because what he says is after the lead generation, there are people who are responding. All their details are there in the BP information in your database. with the campaign ID.
Mm-hmm.
Campaign ID number 2326 executed on so and so date. A response from that, because the BP who is responding, he will respond to a link, isn't it? He will click a link and
Yes.
then immediately he'll come to know this person has responded to this particular discount related campaign. This person has responded to the festival related campaign. Every campaign they'll be having different IDs.
So it should come before lead creation or
No, it is last. See,
last?
lead creation is only talking about channels, like their creation. The
Mm-hmm.
first time, see, lead is just a prospect.
Okay.
Lead is just as a prospect who comes in. See, lead creation, we may have 2000 people, but response is campaign responses at the end. So lead is created through a campaign, but closed as a campaign response. That's what he's saying.
Okay. Got it. This is just the responses. We are not
Number of 10,
executing the campaign.
yeah. So the leads what we would have created as a prospect leads, it would have been 10,000, but responses would be 1100 or 1200.
Mm-hmm. That's around
That
12 to
database will be
15.
there in your CRM. So that is saying you can import.
Import where?
Import
Import to the server or somewhere?
into the
Yeah.
server or into your campaign process, because exactly I want to know based on the campaigns as a report. We will take an Excel file, and from there, because I have to send this import file to all my dealers, they may not have SAP with them
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, third party partners. So I can import as an Excel and send it according to the campaign
Okay.
ID. And that's what it says: response, email, and survey. That means how many people have
Okay.
responded, how many. So this is how the campaign process is handled, right?
Yeah. Got it. Thanks.
So let me go to SPRO, reference IMG. So take this IMG path, settings for leads. All this still the defined status profile for user status. And if you want, you can also do this questionnaires for leads. That's what he's talking about. So still, if you want to have the real rule-based settings, rule-based distribution, what you're going to talk. So something like parallel processing, we use a lot. The rule-based distribution. Take all these things, I'll explain.
Ravi?
Ravi?
Amy? Hello? Hello?
Yes, Ravi, we can hear
Yeah,
you.
yeah. So if you can see this, some of the qualification levels you can update like cold, warm, hot, or semi-hot, or see, especially these three things are used. Like you don't need to customize these qualification levels in any of the case. Maybe extraordinarily sometimes they want maybe in the warm level there are two maybe in the hot they want to have two levels, so in that case, but hot they'll not have two, but in cold or warm sometimes they may differentiate, but 99% they follow these three modes. So some of the lead groups what we can update, so maybe like top 100 customers, like VIP customers, so internet lead, trade fair lead. So like that you can add any of these new lead groups which will get updated to your process. You can see this here: prosperity, horizon, group, qualification levels. So you can partners involved, and you can see this assessments. Assessment is nothing but your questionnaires. So this is the questionnaire which will go to the customer, and he will see like this. So are you planning a software implementation in the next 12 months? It may be a consulting kind of thing. Yes. What type of projects you're engaging? It's APO or e-business, CRM. So then what type of industry do you specialize? Service. Then so you can save these qualifications, and because we can see the output, like how, suppose once this mail goes to the customer, comes back to us, so how it is going to behave on the front. You can also go to CRM underscore survey underscore suite and check it, or from here you have this in the marketing, you have surveys. You can go and check like what happens in this particular leads case output. So that means how it may come. That means suppose if he says in this particular SP lead, so are you planning in, if it says no, then it becomes a cold lead or a warm lead. What type of projects you are engaging? So then basically any of these projects, or if it says not applicable, then it becomes cold, because this company does e-business, CRM, SCM or APO. Anything else, if it says NA, then automatically he becomes a cold lead for us. We don't need to talk to this customer because he's nowhere into this software company's or IT company's business process. So that's how these lead managements are used. So if you can see this, lead creation is this part. Then we have this lead distribute.
Ravi, I want to ask about qualification, this questionnaire determination.
Now let me finish this note in between. Okay. So
Sure.
when we can also change this receipt. Okay. We can also remove the, change the recipient, that's possible, or you can update your employee responsible while distributing. It's a manual employee selection. It is asking you to whom, which dealer or which partner you are going to distribute. You can see status. We can, while distributing, we can and you have many methods here like manual employee selection, automation. Let me just show that. You can see this manual partner selection, manual employee selection, and rule based. So what do you mean by rule based? Rule based is nothing but automation. That means based on the rule it automatically works. Manual means it is what you are going to choose on your own. Okay, but I've selected a manual employee selection here. Then we can go for save and back. Then we can also go for a follow-up. So on the follow-up, this is not, what do you mean by follow-up? Copy control, isn't it? You can take it to a sales.
Yeah, copy control.
Employee responsible is not enter division. It's completely locked. Has to enter into that screen. The employee has to be changed. Division. Okay. So once the employee and division is in, you try this option. Employee while you're creating itself, like you have to check those things when the second time when you do it, so you can automatically. Yeah, you're asking about the questionnaire, Vandana?
Yeah, the determination of questionnaire.
Yeah.
The determination of questionnaire. So,
Yeah.
because questionnaire we directly assign it to transaction type. So how does the determination comes into the
Where do we
picture for
assign
that?
the transaction type? You mean the header level?
At not at the at the header level for specific business transaction category we assign it. For
Yeah.
sales so we assign the questionnaire.
Yes, yes. But we can also give the criteria where the questionnaires would be picked by the. So let me finish this. I'll show you that criteria how it works. responsible is 401640. Product master. Yeah, we'll just correct the product master. In between, I'll show you the refresh it. So I was just talking about these lead origins and lead priorities also you can change, and status profile is similar what we have done in our business partners. So you can get into a defined status profile, but this time you have to select the marketing status. CRM can be campaign. You can see this lead. Here it is. Status came for lead. So here you can, there are many statuses here open in process one. Recently I have shown you that. So you can change the process while distribution. The status profile, you can anytime add it and get into the object types, and to remember in the allowed object types you have to select top. You can see this CRM order header, and you have to select campaign because it fit if this lead scheme has to work in the campaign, and this lead scheme can also work.
Ravi,
Yeah, tell me. You can.
is there any case in which two status profile can contradict? Like we were watching CRM order header and CRM order item. So which one will take precedence? I mean, of
Header
course,
status
header
is
always.
header always, and if there is an item will overwrite the header. That's it. That's how the rule works. Okay, so we can give this allowed object types. Within the CRM lead. So these statuses, as I've shown you in the distribution while creating, giving the distribution in the screen in web UI. So we have seen that status, right? I've changed it to 1. Like that we can have more statuses. So you're talking about questionnaire, right? So questionnaires, you can see this as define the
Yes, sir,
determination criteria for questionnaires. So here there will be some criterias here. You can see this horizon. Where is this horizon? Where
The
is
lead origin?
yeah,
Oh,
lead
origin.
origin, like which we are already giving in the while creating this lead, isn't it? if you change the lead automatically, this is the one, origin means.
So if I change the origin here, the questionnaire can also change.
The questionnaire criteria automatically will change. Suppose you select a trade fair here, and according to the trade fair, if you change the trade fair is 001, right? And lead group also we can give. We can give sales organization, we can give division. So based on that, this criteria set will start Z02, and let me get into, and we can also select the system here.
Ravi, can there be a criteria based on the qualification? Is it a cold, heat, or the hot? So based on that, can we determine the questionnaire?
See, actually the cold, warm or hot is the result of a questionnaire. How can be a criteria on that?
Okay.
So here, if you can see, you can have it on the status actually. Once if it is 1, the system status here. Or if you say cold lead, you can say priority. Based on that, the criteria also, if you, this is what you're asking, right? Priority. Instead of qualification level, you can say priority. Maybe
Yeah, instead of qualification. Yeah.
you can have this. So until then, the particular questionnaire will not be appearing until you don't come with this combination. And this assign the qualification levels to the questionnaires what you're talking about. So you have a lead here and give a qualification level. And here.
So Ravi, can we add some more criteria to the determination?
This one? We can add, yeah. Because criteria can be as many number of combinations possible. We can add, definitely. There is no doubt about it. And you can see this. If somebody is less than 50, 1 to 59 is generally calculated as cold. That means if there are 3 questions, each question comes with 30%. If he's not, if he's saying no to 2 questions, then automatically he becomes a cold customer. Right? So this questionnaire actually you are assigning them to your transaction types as this one actually. Got my point? You're actually assigning this questionnaire, but this each questionnaire has its own questionnaire levels. So you can define new questionnaires. You can define the determination of the questionnaires. And in this questionnaire, you can see you can have the transaction type to which it is associated and lead questionnaire, the questionnaire ID. This one is mandatory, if you can see for this. Active. The criteria what you have taken, that means if you want to add, so I have shown you a criteria, right? You can add a criteria to this particular set. Then only this lead questionnaire will come. Suppose criteria, just now we have seen 02. Right? This is what questionnaire is all about.
Yeah.
So we can combine the criterias, we can combine the transaction types, and we can define new questionnaires if required. Then these combinations will work, right? So we have also this rule based. In the rule based distribution, you don't want all, you don't need to discuss all, but define the settings for parallel processing. So here actually number of ARFCs, that means how many, I'll show you the, if you can see this, you just write this parallel processing, right? Asynchronous RFC, small a, capital RFC, will be working parallelly to work with multiple servers. Multiple servers. Each server will have a separate RFC. Each server will have a separate RFC. Write the next point. Each server will have a server group. Server group. For example, all the German leads will be coming from server group 1. All the US leads will be coming from server group 2. So this is done by basis people, but you should know what this rule is all about. Select, go on new entries, select parallel, generators, number of ARFCs, that means number of systems I can have, 3. For example, click on save, continue. That means parallelly how many servers it can work at the same time. That's what called settings for parallel processing in document distribution. So further you don't need to do anything here in this. So defining services and all you will not be involved into. I'll show you what is this services about. You can see this send acknowledgement, auto respond. So these are different kind of services available in the rules. Okay, this is again here this is a technical part in the rule management. We'll take the help of basis guys and the CRM technical guys. Right, so we are going to catch up day after tomorrow, and for the project sessions I think in next 10 minutes we'll connect. Okay.
Ravi,
Yeah.
can you share the document please?